what this cancer has done is slowed me down enough to pay attention to my body, as well as empathy for people with traumatic diseases or illnesses. Every time I see a lawyer now on television about wrecks, I can relate that a person has broken bones or broken this, that how they feel. So it's kind of giving me an empathetic view of people with trauma accidents, if that makes any sense. Oh, scared to death. When I heard that I had lung cancer, it was after my fall. I fell down some steps and broke my spine, my pelvis, and my hip bone. So when that fracture occurred, then I got a x-ray. They didn't see anything on the x-ray. And then when they did a CT scan, that's when I realized I had cancer. So I had a twofer. I had broken my spine and my hip, and then I found out that I had cancer. So the area that I was in, they did not have the necessary doctors to realize what was really going on. So they said, oh my God, you got cancer and you've broken your hip and your spine. So they said, well, you need a certain kind of doctor, which is an oncologist, orthopedic surgeon. Okay, so once that was established, I got to Nashville. And at that point in time, they realized I had small cell lung cancer, non-small cell lung cancer, which had moved through my body and actually tore up my hip. So my hip was a mess, okay? So to your question, I hadn't walked in 6 months. So I didn't think I would ever walk again. So the surgeon, which is Dr. Hepburn at Vanderbilt University, was an orthopedic oncologist surgeon. So she said, hey, we have this new procedure that we can go in and design a prosthetic pelvis and hip for you. So what they did, they got engineers to come in, design the hip, design the prosthetic pelvis. And she said, we can put this in, but it's going to be quite a radical procedure. So it was an 8-hour operation. They put in the hip, they put in the procedure, and then they put in the hip. But before that, I had did chemotherapy, I had did radiation therapy, and then the end result was to put in the hip. So today, next week, matter of fact, I will be getting cleared to do aqua therapy so I can walk again. Well, the hardest part is the fact that you have a twofer. You have cancer, and it is in the fourth stage of cancer. Okay, so the hardest part is just getting up every day, knowing God got this. And what people don't really see is the effort that you must get up with a good attitude. By the grace of God, I have a wonderful wife and a wonderful caregiver that I'm running up a wall. But because of her and the fact that she can kind of keep up with my medications, that's the hardest part, is just getting up every day, knowing that you must do something toward your recovery. And that's kind of the hardest part. And people don't see that the fact that you haven't walked, you've been in a wheelchair. And before that, I used to take Tai Chi, I used to volunteer, and to boot, guess what? I got 2 physicals every year, one for my primary care, for my VA, and a primary care for my regular insurance. I got 2 physicals every year, and no one caught the cancer. So that kind of pisses me off, to be honest. So I've talked to both of the doctors, but they say, well, hey, cancer's just that way. You just don't know when it's coming or how it's coming. But I was rather taken aback that I did 2 physicals every year for the last 5 years, and no one realized that I had cancer. So that's the hurting part. It's giving me an opportunity to listen to my body. Thought I was listening to my body. Matter of fact, before I fell, I told my wife that I was sore. And when I came back to the doctor, I was going to say, someone's going to have to tell me what's going on with my soreness, because I was sore all over. My butt was hurting and everything. So what this cancer has done is slowed me down enough to pay attention to my body, as well as empathy for people with traumatic diseases or illnesses. Every time I see a lawyer now on television about wrecks, I can relate that a person has broken bones or broken this, that how they feel. So it's kind of giving me an empathetic view of people with trauma accidents, if that makes any sense. And also to listen to my body. So right now, I listen to my body. I get up every morning and I feel my leg, I feel my feet. I see what's going on without being a hypochondriac, but I listen to my body now. And it's giving me empathy toward people that have illnesses. My wife, number one. Oh, okay. I have a granddaughter, and grandson that I definitely want to see graduate from college, and a granddaughter as well. I have a granddaughter that's graduated from college and she's doing very well. But just to be around, I like volunteering. I still think God has something for me to do. I hadn't figured it out yet, but I realize that I must contribute something to this universe. And so that kind of keeps me going. And I said, well, God, what do you want me to do right now? And he tells me I don't have to do anything spectacular. I don't have to run a marathon or anything. I just need to be present, be kind, and love God and other people. So that's about it for me. By the grace of God, I am a veteran. And the VA has been so totally supportive for my care. Right now I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, and the VA partners with Vanderbilt University. So between those two entities, they've been giving me most excellent care. Right now I'm doing immunotherapy. I've completed chemotherapy, radiation, and now I'm doing immunotherapy, upon which people are saying that they know people that have gotten good results from that. So I've just started it. I'm excited about that. So the care and support I get from palliative care, the VA, it's just been phenomenal. And I'm truly blessed. Believe me, I'm truly blessed, because once again, these people came in with engineers, mapped out my pelvis and my hip, and then there was expertise to put it in. And the lady, Dr. Hepburn, which is a Vanderbilt oncologist, orthopedic surgeon, total angel. And so so for me, the support has just been phenomenal. What surprised me the most, believe it or not, I've just had, if you will, angels along the way. People who actually seem to have cared for me and actually made a difference in getting me the right treatment that I needed and the right care that I needed. So that has surprised me. I know people talk about doctors and how elusive that they are. The doctors that I've had have been quite down to earth and say, Donel, what is it that you want to do? How is it that you want to do it? What treatment we should have? And they've always included me in the process. So that's been the most surprising thing for me. We need to screen, and CT scan is one of the screenings that you can get. I see on television they talk about blood work that can identify many cancers. But listen to your body, number one. With cancer, though, unfortunately, when you start feeling it, it's almost too late. So, but if you're a smoker and you've been around VAs, smoke pits, or you're in a And if you're in an environmental situation like Louisiana or Texas Gulf Coast, where there are tons of chemical plants, then you need to take a look at your body and get those scans, especially if you're over 50. So that's about the big deal for me. And I like to leave with people, get your screenings. And unfortunately, doctors give you 15 minutes, you get in there and it's bam, bam, bam. But if you have any issues, make sure you can get screening, especially if you smoke. I used to be around smokers, secondhand smoke.